They've been aggressive, and they've been good. 8 wins in the... Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Something we talked about not too long ago was MP's mission to be the best of his rookie class. Really trying to distinguish himself.
Well, to his credit, MP has impressed with his play and lived up to that goal. Seems determined to prove he's on another level. So far, the proof has been pretty plain to see.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Then it's Julius Randle. Then it's MP. And it's Minot in at the power forward. MP, no good. Daniels with it. Edwards there. And the dunk by Ricochet.
Yeah, if you give Ricochet a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
And we talked about the bruising big man, Julius Randle. He told me Julius sets the tone for them with his physicality. So we have to try and match that. We can't let him bully his way into the lane and get to his spots. We have to make him uncomfortable. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And the influx of international players continues to just fill these rosters in the NBA. And Shams, it has truly become a global league.
It's truly a beautiful thing, right, Kevin? We want sports to bring people together, to really galvanize communities, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your gender, anything. And now I really feel we're breaking down a lot of barriers in the world.
And think, 3 of the top, 5-6 players, we got Doncic. We've got Porzingis, of course, who is such a nice player, but Antetokounmpo and Jokic. I mean, the names go on and on of key contributors to winning teams.
You have to make a case that the world team against the U.S. team, if they were ever stacked against each other, that would be a heck of a game.
Well, you and I would pay for the ticket, wouldn't we? I would pay to watch that.
I'm willing and able to pay immediately, Kevin. Sign me up. When are we going?
I hope soon. Well, we can all agree nothing better than the atmosphere of an NBA game. So, Shams, I know it's hard to pick one. But is there a best crowd, a best atmosphere in the NBA that you've come across that you really appreciate?
The Warriors fans, I feel, even at their peak, they bring a different level of aura, of enthusiasm. Kevin, you've been to more arenas than I have in more celebrated times as well at different points. What's your favorite, what's your best NBA arena atmosphere?
When that New York crowd is popping, that arena is second to none, man. It is sizzling. Like you, I love knowledgeable fans, right? They know the calls, they know the officials, they know the strategies, they know what a player can and cannot do. That, to me, is the best part about going in some of these arenas and feeling that the players, have made it to a point where the fans know exactly what they can and cannot do. Knowledgeable fans.
I'll take your word for it, but that just means I have to get out to a Knicks game ASAP.
And the dunk by MP.
Punching it in on the drive. MP doesn't mess around when he's got a lane to the rim.
Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York, getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
That trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's...
Timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Randall with a screen for MP. Here we go. Oh, it's a highlight reel being put together by MP.
That's a young, creative mind right there. MP doing work.
Awesome rewind courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Karis LeVert is out there with Rizachet. Then there's George Niang. Then it's Nance, and it's man in at the small forward position. Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes, and less of a chance of super teams, just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax, it's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game, for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I'm here to tell you, it's been a victory march for him. What a stretch. 23 straight wins and still counting.
Well, it's really unbelievable. I had a 10-game win streak with the Magic as a head coach, and I'm trying to imagine more than doubling that kind of a run. It's really unthinkable, the amount of consistent good fortune and effort that it takes to do something like this.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nance. Jalen Johnson comes in for George Niang. Daniels, he's checked in for Mann. Young is subbed in for LeVert. Trey Mann, he's checked in for Minnesota. Capella sets a screen for Young. No good with the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And what a treat it was to have Shams stop by. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Daniels kicks to Young. Pass to Rizachet to halt the run. And with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 21. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Spins. Here's Young. The Hawks again can't hit.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
And here's MP for three. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Well, tonight has been the MP show. And guys, they have to keep it simple. Just keep feeding MP the ball and keep seeing him add to that point total.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
MP has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
They're going to be spending a lot of time on the road where they've been good. But being away from your home, in your own bed, for a long
And let's talk now about the game we've been watching. What a terrific first half for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thanks for spending halftime with us.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, but he's been focused on passing the ball. You gotta give him credit.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Then it's MP. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Minot in at the fourth. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, MP in the last game against the Warriors was terrific. He scored 31 points and he was efficient out there. He really worked hard in that game and put up some big numbers as a result. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious he was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
And it's Risa Shea missing.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Randle from outside. Good, and the assist goes to MP. Randle's got 7.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Risa Shea in the corner. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Risa Shea's got his second bucket of the game to go. You know, these last few years, Stan, Atlanta has been outstanding on the offensive end. But boy, have they struggled on defense.
Yeah, and I just don't know if they can go to where they want to go unless they can just develop at least an average defense, and they haven't even been close to that.
And I know we've not seen a champion who is only one or the other. I mean, you've got to be a little bit of both, correct?
Yeah, Kevin, most of our champions, as you know, have been in the top 10 in both offensive and defensively. Well, Young is so tenacious that it balances out any of the size differential in the paint.
A nice shot by MP. MP's got 31 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Pass to Risa Shea. MP against Young. Off with the layup. Minnesota's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. MP kicks to Randle. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got 6 assists now in the game. Young against MP. Daniels with it. No scoring in this one. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. To the inside. Here's Minot. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the third quarter.
And it's Risa Shea missing. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-5 run. Wasted no time on that one. McDaniels got 9 points.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Edwards' shot is good.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
MP against Young. Here's Capella. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Here's Risa Shea. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
He hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
Pass to Minot. Rebound by the Hawks.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Daniels passes to Johnson. Here's Young. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but overall. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look